All right, so the first attempt to do this did not kill me from embarrassment. Let's go for round 2, baby! Yeah!
Round 2!
I like to start these with a confession, and tonight I would like to confess that I have a little bit of main character syndrome. But I don't have the cool kind of main character syndrome where I walk around and think that everyone loves me, that I'm hot shit. No, I literally have the opposite. I have the I suck and everyone knows I suck main character syndrome. So I'm walking around, Uber driver, I suck. Bus driver, I suck. Grocery store clerk, I suck. You get the idea. It's a lot of fun to deal with. It's a lot of fun to manage. During Christmas, during the holiday time, I lost my job. Which isn't a joke, it's just a setup. It's a joke, but, So I was very worried about how my family would react to it. I have one of those big family get-togethers where a bunch of cousins or uncles or who knows what gather together. Haven't seen them in a year, probably won't see them for another year. And I spent so much mental energy after I lost my job and before Christmas being like, these people are literally going to ask me what I'm doing for work these days. I'm going to tell them I'm in between jobs, and they're just going to be like, Judas! Get the fuck out of my house! And of course, in reality, it's just like, oh, you're in between jobs? Okay, that sucks. I'm sure we'll think of something, So the world doesn't revolve around me. But that being said, last time I was here doing stand-up was my very first time ever.
Yeah!
And with my main character syndrome, I have already fast-forwarded to the downfall of my stand-up career. And it was not fun. Fast forward past all the sex and drugs, the sex that I'm awkwardly going to have to turn down because I'm asexual, fast forward through all that shit. I'm just picturing myself being in a room of my peers. They're all looking at me. They're all expecting something out of me. One of them, a particularly shrimpy guy, I don't know who, just looks up at me and is like, say the line, Bart! They don't even call me Tyler. They just fucking call me Bart. I'm an internet meme to these people. And I just look at them and I'm like, I hate myself. Whoa! All right, so I didn't always hate myself. There's been an origin story. I don't call it my villain origin story. I call it my cynical asshole origin story. Growing up, going to middle school in the early 2000s, right after Columbine, right after 9/11, that was a fun time for someone who was neurodivergent, right? It was just an awesome time to just be just developing into the person that you're going to be and having other people, having your peers, having your 12-year-old little classmates on a daily basis just point at you and be like, there goes the R word. But they didn't say R word. Oh. And that's the thing about growing up in the 2000s is that that kind of language just flew around all the time. For queer people, it was the same way. And I really feel like kids today, I look at them and on some level, I'm like, good for you kids. You guys are super accepting, super awesome for you. At the same time, I am so goddamn jealous of you that you guys just get to be yourselves and I have to hide. 6th grade, I don't want to go into too much detail about that year, but something to say, it was right after Columbine. I was a shy kid, I was a male, I was introverted, and I did not respond well to bullying. You do the math on how the staff treated me. People would bully me all the time, and they would just be like, oh, boys will be boys. Boys will be boys, it's fine. I would react, I would cry, I would get emotional, and they'd be like, Judas! Get the fuck out of here! Except this wasn't in my head. At one point, this is totally a true story. It's a goddamn joke that it happened to me, but it's a true story. At one point, about halfway through the year, I was pulled into the principal's office. There was some random social worker. To this day, I have no idea what her deal was. she asked me to draw a picture of what I like to do for fun. I drew a picture of my dad and I riding the Giant Dipper at the Santa Cruz Boardwalk. As an autistic person, my special interest is always theme parks, you know. Most autistic males, it's trains. My specific kind of train is roller coasters.
Yeah.
But, so I drew this picture of my dad and I on this roller coaster. The social worker takes one look at it and it's like, well, you have these aggressive, malicious eyes, and you're going to push your dad off of the roller coaster.
Ouch.
So yeah, that was the start of my I fucking hate myself, and I'm just going to assume that everyone else hates me journey in life. But I've gotten therapy for it. One of the things that my therapist suggested was that I kind of do a personification of my insecurities, of my mental illness, of my anxiety and whatnot. Kind of personify it into a character. And that way it'll be funny, because that's what I'm here to do, is be funny, right? So with that in mind, I'd like to introduce you to Pigment. His name's not Figment for legal reasons, it's Pigment. Say hello, Pigment.
Hello, Pigment.
No, I'm telling Pigment to say hello. But thank you, he appreciates it. Let's try that again, shall we? Say hello, Pigment. Fuck you, Tyler, you fucking piece of shit! Alright, you know what, Pigment? I'm not gonna listen to you, bro. I'm not just gonna stand up here and take this shit. Just say the line, Bart! No, I'm not gonna say the line. I'm not gonna say I hate myself. I have too much pride. Shoot it!